Hello guys, we are doing a rainy day video today, and today's topic of discussion will be about the concept of mind over matter. Now when I was a kid I used to watch the Disney Channel, and there was a segment, because they don't often have commercials on the Disney Channel, they usually just have segments of short bits of entertainment or whatever in between shows. And one of those segments was called, I think, The Imagineers. I don't know, I don't remember. It was so long ago. And I remember one day, one of their lessons about being creative and innovative was that you had to think outside the box. That basically you had to look at everything from every different kind of angle and try to figure out a creative solution for your problem instead of just trying to muscle through it and taking the path that everybody typically takes. And back then I didn't really know what that meant. I thought, but how? There are only a few, preconceived solutions for every problem. And now that I've learned a lot, I've read a lot, I'm a much smarter person than I was when I was a kid, obviously. Now I see that there's so much truth in that. We look at problems and we think that they have binary solutions. That you gotta be with one side or you gotta be with the other, and if you're with one or the other, you're bad one way or the other. It's all so confusing. There's the whole, pro-gay and anti-gay thing. There's pro-religion, anti-religion. You've either got to be with the women or with the men. You've got to be with the people of color or with the Caucasian people. You've got to be with the Democrats or with the Republicans. And you face so much trouble being on one side or the other. Instead, I think it's a good idea to look at the merits of both sides, and on top of that, to think of a solution that will be fitting for everybody. Excuse me. But, for example, there are a lot of gay couples who happen to be Christian, and they want to get married at their home churches. It's just something that Christians usually like to do, especially if it's a church that they have a lot of good memories with and that they know a lot of people there. I mean, I know for sure that if I ever get married one day, I want to get married at my little church. Even if it's not the fanciest or the nicest. But the only problem with that is that these churches discriminate against gays because of some obscure passage in Leviticus that I guess kind of implies that Christians should be against gays. Not even Christians, more like Jews, but anyways, besides the point. And so what we have is gays facing discrimination, but we also have churches who feel like they will be contradicting their beliefs. Now, what is a right step? What is a step in the right direction right there? Because, like I said, there are always just binary solutions in our world today. Either you appease one side or you appease the other. And it's not easy for an issue like that. It is not easy to solve it. But I think, and forgive me if it sounds ignorant, but as I said in my previous video, anything I state here is just my opinion and just my musings, I guess. If it resonates with you, great. If not, go somewhere else. Because, I mean, honestly, I'm not a political science major. I'm not, I don't know all the nuances of politics and, social issues like that. but I am a creative and innovative person, and I am allowed to at least voice a solution, an opinion. But anyways, enough apologizing for myself. Totally unnecessary. But I think a step in the right direction there would probably be, to give like a tolerance tax, I guess. That's probably not the right name for it, because a tax implies that it's something that the church would have to pay. But what I'm saying is, churches, if you give churches who perform gay marriages a tax break, maybe that will kind of ease them out of there. Because the truth is, churches need money. They need money to keep their electricity going, to pay for their electricity, to keep their little band and their little PowerPoints going and all that, and their lights so that they don't have to preach in the dark. Talk about ironic. But they do need money, and maybe this might soften them just a little bit to come out of that rigid shell that makes them unable to perform a marriage for, people who are their own parishioners, just because of who they chose to love. And yeah, it really sounds like I'm taking just one side there, but I think, it's a step in the right direction. And that's what I mean about, mankind versus mindkind. We need to stop thinking of just binary solutions, even if it's just, a little, kind of like a little band-aid, a little patch, a temporary fix that will guide everybody in the right direction. I think it's better than just going with the same old solutions, just either appease one side or appease the other. There is a way to appease both sides, and this isn't about gay marriage. This is about finding creative solutions. There is a way to appease both sides of any kind of issue. And there is a way to look beyond the typical solutions. We just have to tap into our minds. We're amazing. We're an amazing species. We have accomplished so much within the time that we have been here. More than any other species on Earth, I guess. As far as I know. Sci-fi. But we need to stop limiting ourselves. We need to stop having limiting beliefs that keep us from going forward. And I know there are forces at work that encourage us to have those limiting beliefs, so that way we'll keep fighting each other, and so that we'll be distracted from the real issues. And I just went way off topic there, but I'll talk about that in another video. But for now, I'm planting that seed in your mind. I want you to think of creative solutions for future problems. Now, if you have a creative solution for a problem that is beyond just the binary solution, just appease one side or another, please leave a comment. I'd love to see what you guys have come up with. And I will do another video later.